In 2024, we projected over $250,000 in the creative spend. This year, we're projecting less than six figures. And that's not because we grew smaller. In fact, we actually expanded, but it's because of AI efficiencies we were able to put in. My name is Jasim Eisa. I'm the CEO and founder of Videro. We've sold hundreds of millions of dollars on online marketplaces like Amazon. And this video, I'll show you how we're using AI to make creatives that don't kill brand equity and the hidden costs of not using AI fast enough. The issue with traditional photography and creatives, there's two primary issues. The first one is speed, and the second one is cost. It's very cost ineffective. So you have to do a photo shoot. Let's say you're doing an external photo shoot, right? Sometimes you have to rent a certain studio or a certain place, especially if you're doing lifestyle images. Let's say it's an outdoor product, it rains, you have to delay it to the next day. So that factors into speed. Let's say you're requesting a model. You're saying, let's say a kid's product, you want a kid. He gets sick, right? Or he's mad at his mom that day. He doesn't come in. So all those issues are issues that we face. We had a kid's product actually. It took us, so we had to ship, this is where speed comes in and cost. We had to ship it to the certain place, right? It came from China, we had to send a sample there. So that took a couple weeks to get that sample over there. And then once the sample was over there, we had to get in certain models. They delayed one day, they got sick, etc. They finally came in and it took us around 3 to 4 weeks to get creatives, and we didn't even like them that much. We had to send them for revisions. They took some time, and all of that cost money. Each revision, you have to bring the kid back in. So you can imagine how the costs scale up. And that's why we were doing a lot of it pre-2024. We had to eat those costs up. We had our own in-house photography to some extent. And now it's very different, right? You're taking it with and I'll get into our process specifically, but you can even take it with an iPhone with a white background, and you can do insane things with it. And that's why AI has disrupted the creative scene, arguably the most, along with SEO and copywriting, but the creative scene, you're seeing billion-dollar company, Mondelez, the one representing Oreo, Cadbury, all those kind of consumer CPG, partner with Accenture to use generative AI for a lot of their creatives, a lot of their AI, spitting out a lot of them, and they're saying that's going to cut their costs 35%. So imagine what a company like that, they're probably paying hundreds of millions. It has a huge impact on them. And obviously AI has come a long way when it originally started. You used to see pictures like with 7 fingers, or even VEO, Google's tool would last only 7 seconds each clip. So it kind of go from one clip to another. It's very choppy, but it's making insane progression. And I wouldn't be surprised if in 2026 we've seen our first AI movie even all the way start to finish. So it's come a long way. You have to be riding this tide. It's been unbelievably transformational for the creative scene. What's our process and the lessons we learned using AI for creatives? So the first thing, obviously, we take photos of the product. We need raw photos of the image. We like to take, I mean, you can, if you have to, and it's at the factory, you need to get listings up. Honestly, an iPhone photo with a white background works really well, especially the newer iPhones, the 17, the 18. Obviously, a professional camera gets the angles better. It gets a few details better. You're feeding the AI better data. But if you have to get something up there quickly, we have done with iPhone photos with a white background, and it's gotten us to an MVP state, minimum viable product state. So once we do that, we feed those into AI. It generates many options quickly. We even have the tool that we like to use is Nano Banana. It's been far and beyond the best one, but we have used ChatGPT, Sana in a few areas where we wanted to get a little bit different and it wasn't giving the output prompt we needed. But Nano Banana has been far and ahead, the best one. And then once we feed it the raw photo, we just keep on prompting it to produce the image stack we want. Obviously, we have the main image where it displays the product, the main UVP in there, the main unique value prop, but then we have informational images, right? And then we have lifestyle images. So we keep prompting it to spit out these images, and we spit them out in volume. That's great thing about AI is you're spitting out hundreds of images for pennies on the dollar, what they cost in real life. You have different shoot. Videos, it's a little bit trickier. It's not quite there yet, but there are various tools. We have seen a combination of tools work for us. I still don't feel comfortable recommending any. We just haven't gotten there. Even Amazon ads, actually, they're producing images for that as well. And then after we continue prompting it and refining it to get the final desired state we want, like kind of the template that we need for the image stack, we have a human come in and do quality control. This is where AI still isn't there yet. You need some roughing images. It's not producing 7 fingers instead of 5 like before, but there's still some issues. For example, where it would put the inconsistency with the brand tone and the brand color, right? Even though we keep refining it, it just doesn't spit it out. So that's where we have a graphic designer come in, use Adobe Photoshop, that's a tool that we like, and just come in over the top and refine it. And that's where a lot of our costs has come, is like we don't have a lot of photography costs before, or even image photo shoots as before, but we now reinvested, obviously not as much, nearly as much as it was then, but into quality control, creative designers that know how to use AI and can refine to make the final touches spark a little bit. If there's a certain area, we have to make it a little bit more bold, and that's where they come in over the top. If you don't have an SOP around quality control, your team will spend like dozens of hours just refining it, and so much money. So make sure that you have a checklist that matches the brand tone, the brand quality. It matches, oh, is the UVP displayed, lifestyle images, is it aligned with what we want? We have a template prompt that we put in there that generates a lot of those needs that we have. And then obviously we publish it. And then what we do is, since we're using AI, we can spit out so many images and so much creative that we're just A/B testing against the control much more frequently than we were before. And that's where we're using manage your experiments in the Amazon tab, and we're testing out against the main images or secondary images to continuously refine it. So let's say, for example, initially we had to use an iPhone image, then we can use an actual photo shoot and camera image to spit it out there. And this has actually made AI into a variable cost, so like only as an as needed basis. We don't have to use, for example, a fixed cost of a photo shoot every single time, or retainer. We only as needed basis. We're doing a certain promotion, we can do it on the spot. We don't have to get a certain, let's say, rent a certain location or rent something. The hidden cost of using AI isn't just money, but it's also speed. This is a very important concept. So let's say there's, for example, catering to different customer avatars and publishing ads related to that. So let's say, for example, you have this mug right here, right? One avatar would be people like me working. They want a mug to put their tea in or whatever. So you put a certain image, a certain ad with someone sitting at a desk and having it a tea. But let's say another avatar is people that work out in the morning. You have another variation, another image that you're using, basically someone that's working out, and they're using this right there. And that's really been the advantage of creative, is spitting out so many different variations of creative for various customer avatars that we're just putting them out there in bulk. And we're able to target so many people and also test what's working out good because it's so cheap. And then let's say certain promotions come around, Father's Day, right? We do this for a Father's Day type of theme. And then let's say Mother's Day, we do one for Mother's Day, we get the pink version of it or whatever. And so until we are able to bulk and scale our creative process like we haven't been able to ever before. And you have to understand, Amazon is truly, especially now, a game of inches. It wasn't like it was 10 years ago. There was no competition. The supply demand curve was very favored towards those supply. Now it's skewing to the other way. So all your competitors are doing this, especially Chinese competitors. They're pumping out things quickly. Never mind the fact that they even have cheaper origination costs with the photo shoot and creative. So if you're losing every single day by not implementing AI into your creative process, because they're getting better and better at using these tools, but they're also saving much more money. They can price cheaper. That's where the hidden cost comes in, because they're like, how can they price so much? Don't they have these fixed costs for a photo shoot? No, they don't. They have variable costs that are pennies on the dollar. They're paying $20 for whatever AI subscription. You're paying $2,000 for a photo shoot, or $1,000 a month for a certain studio, and they're not incorporating those costs, a lot of them, especially for smaller brands. Now, yes, if you're bigger, you're still going to need that. We have $15-20 million brands that still need them. They have to use it on occasion, but much less frequently, and they can publish with AI much more frequently. And again, it hits their bottom line, their unit economics, in a much healthier way, especially with Amazon squeezing fees. If you want more tools on how we're using AI, feel free to check out this video right here.